Both the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders contested their right to a wild card berth in the playoffs. The game was a familiar, sad rerun of recent failures for quarterback Kenny Stabler.
Dallas beats the Eagles 31-13. That puts a little pressure on the Los Angeles Rams as far as the home field advantage is concerned in the NFC playoff picture. Griese, open man. He's the man we told you to watch. Duriel Harris, 82, from New Mexico State, cradling the ball, and a first down at the 15-yard line, and the Dolphins are on the move.
I have great admiration for the receivers who go down there, who turn their backs on those defenders, knowing that they're going to be hit. Watch Duriel Harris go up in the air, and two of them, Monty Jackson and Tatum, just level him, but he'll take that. He accepts it because he's got a very important first down, has the ball down in the inside the 20-yard line, and the Dolphins now don't want to turn it over as they did prior. They'd like to get it into the end zone and put some points on the board.
Harris with his 41st catch of the year. He's having a good season. First down from the 15, Davis. Tries to cut back inside, fumbles the ball, and the Oakland Raiders have recovered. So two critical turnovers by Miami. They had first and goal at the 4, and now they fumbled the ball away at the 16-yard line. Don Shula not too happy. Here it is again.
Well, you cannot make this kind of mistakes. They've had two chances to score. Let's watch and see if we can't see who stripped that ball. Matuzak actually just reached in and grabbed that ball and jerked it loose, pulled it right out of Davis's hands.
Oakland has the football, and we have a timeout. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter at the Orange Bowl, and still no score. The Miami Dolphins with a rare fumble. They're second in the National Football League least fumbles. That was only their 22nd, but a costly one. They've driven deep twice and have nothing to show for it. Stabler takes over at his 16-yard line. Branch in motion. Give it to Whittington, the rookie halfback who has replaced Clarence Davis and Terry Robisky, both out for the year with knee surgery. It'll be a gain of about 4, second down along 6.
Takes a lot out of a team, Dick, to have two shots at the goal line so early in the football game and to come away empty. You begin to feel frustrated, and somehow you've burned out a certain amount of emotion in those drives, and when you come away without any points at all, it is very, very frustrating. There's a man who's not frustrated. That's John Matuzak. He's the man who stripped the ball loose from Gary Davis, and I think may have prompted
Stabler on the exchange, and Oakland says that Miami, they have the football. The Dolphins get it right back. It appeared to be Steve Toll, 56, who came up with the ball. We'll try to get a little closer look for you.
Well, we've had two big exchanges of turnovers. Of course, you get a chance to see it right here. Dalby getting it up. Stabler just never got the football. A bad snap, and how often we take for granted the fact that that football ends up in the hands of the quarterback. Did not end up in the hands of the quarterback, and of course Miami's going to have another chance at that goal line. Started to say we've had two exchanges of turnovers. The two exchanges by virtue of the interceptions, and now two by virtue of fumble.
But Miami's been able to play this first quarter in Oakland's end of the field. Delvin Williams is in the game. That's Leroy Harris up the middle. They may have been keying on Williams, and Harris picks up a sizable first down gain of about 5.
In talking to the trainers and to the coaches on the Miami side of the field, they said Delvin Williams has come around very quickly and is likely to be healthy enough to play. They didn't want to have to play him. They would like to have let him rest another week. But this game is important enough for the Miami Dolphins and for Delvin Williams. He wants to be a part of it. He's in there right now.
Williams from Kansas, acquired from the 49ers in the trade that sent Freddie Solomon, Vern Roberson, a couple of draft picks, and what a good trade that has been now for the Miami Dolphins. He's gained 1,250 yards. That's Harris, fingertip catch and out of bounds, shy of the first down at the 15-yard line. Lester Hayes, 37 at the left corner, bumped him out of bounds.
Certainly good to point out again the importance of having a quarterback that not only can read the defenses and take advantage of them, but can also deliver the ball on target. And Griese is a very accurate thrower. He throws that ball about as well as any quarterback in a game of football.
With his size and, of course, those glasses under the helmet, he'd win on What's My Line.
Well, he's a deceptive-looking man, but he sure has the respect of players around the league.
3rd down 2. Delvin Williams. No, that was Gary Davis back in there, and he could not catch his footing, and a flag is down. We might have offside against Oakland.
Well, we had a very late flag. I don't know what that is, but
we're about to find out from Fred Wyant. Preliminary signal, motion against Miami.
Yeah, I was shocked by the fact that he must have tried to pull it out several times, couldn't get it out. It looked like someone got off a little early in the offensive line. Gary Yepremian going onto the field. As we said earlier, he really has had a hot foot. He's been kicking them at a record pace for him, and is now 12 straight.
Illegal motion, number 66 offense, declined, 4th down.
If you're wondering why that penalty was declined, they simply don't want to give Griese another shot at a 1st down. They know that they can't get him out of field goal range with a penalty anyway, and they don't want him to have a chance at getting the 1st.
Don Strock kneeling at the 26, a 36-yard attempt for Yepremian, shooting for his 13th in a row. Long count. 13 is a magic number for Yepremian as Miami takes the lead late in the 1st quarter. 2:21 left in this period. Yepremian and the Dolphins lead Oakland 3-0. Yepremian's 35-yard field goal, and it appeared he got away with a low kick.
They're lucky it wasn't blocked. Look how low it was. It went right in between the arms, and Yepremian lucky that he has 13 in a row. That one could easily have been knocked away.
3 shy of the NFL record of 16 is Yepremian, who once had a streak of 15 straight for the Dolphins. Roberts kicks it off. Oh, he hit that one. Harold Hart at the 3. Hart at the 20. Has a hold at the 30. And Hart's all the way out to the 40-yard line, the 41, before he can be snagged up by the Dolphins. Good return by Hart, the man who returned to kick off 102 yards for a touchdown against the Dolphins and ended a streak, as we told you, in 75.
So important to have good kickoff return people who can give you some field position. That kick, however, was a line drive kick. No hang time on it. Very difficult to cover, to get down to corner a ball carrier. He already had excellent yardage before the first tacklers arrived, and then was able to earn some more on his own.
Atlanta beats Washington 20-17, so the Falcons very much a part of the playoff picture in the NFC. Stabler screens it. Van Egan at the 45, 46-yard line gets a gain of 5. Number 25, Tim Foley, having a fine year at safety out of Purdue, leads the Dolphins interceptions with 5. He made the tackle. Foley, a 3rd-round pick in 1970. Pretty good musician. He does some vocal work, concerts with Mike Michel, formerly the kicker here with Miami, and vocalist Laura Taylor.
He's also a pretty good safety. He'll whack you. Beaucamper in to help him that time. Stabler, of course, using the screen play and the draw play to try and kill some of that pressure he's getting from the defense of Miami.
Give it to Whittington. On in the backfield. Slowed up by Dewey. No fumble. No fumble. Whistle had sounded. Dewey snapped it up, and Gordon made the tackle. The whistle had clearly sounded when the fumble occurred.
Let's go back and take a look at A.J. Dewey in action. Very quick for a big man. He's playing with an injured shoulder, just coming back after being hurt earlier in the year against Houston. Watch the quick acceleration to the outside. And I think the fact that he missed that tackle might have been the fact that he couldn't take the pressure on that shoulder. Another quick look. Whittington outside. Baumhauer, good pursuit. Dewey, good pursuit. And Gordon there to finish it off. Of course, the whistle had blown by the time that ball popped loose.
A loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 7 for Stabler. Look at that Casper. He just took the ball away, but he didn't get the 1st down. And Foley is really upset. He thought he had an interception. But Casper stopped shy of the 1st down. And listen to this crowd.
There aren't very many tight ends in all of football who could have held on to that football. Casper's not only a great athlete, he has tremendous strength. Watch him just muscle his way in, right over the top of Foley. Great concentration on the football. That's a superb play.
Foley had that one already marked down in his book. He couldn't believe Casper took it away from him.
That's good play on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
That's the end of the first quarter here in Miami's Orange Bowl with a score. The Miami Dolphins 3, the Oakland Raiders nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter. Beautiful weekend in Miami, Florida. Second quarter started day 8, 80 degrees, getting a bit cooler now as a mild front moving in. Ray Guy to punt it. Jimmy Cephalo deep for the Miami Dolphins as we open this second quarter 3-0. Miami off the side of the foot, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. That's where they'll mark it. 19-yard line for the Miami Dolphins. There is an endangered species. That's going to be a most interesting pregame feature Merlin Olsen will have for you next Saturday on NFL 78. That's Saturday as we have action between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Endangered species, what is that all about?
Well, the American-style kicker, the straight-up kicker, is rapidly disappearing from the professional football and the college football scene. Harold Mann, of course, one of those conventional-style kickers, pretty emotional in his reaction toward the soccer-style kickers. I think people will find it interesting to see what the kickers are thinking and what's happening in the world of kicking today.
It's 12:30 Eastern Time next Saturday, and Mullen and I will be out at Mile High Stadium then for the Steelers and the Broncos. Another important game in the season's finale. Out to the 21-yard line goes Leroy Harris, a gain of 2, second down and 8. They told an interesting story about Harris, that when he was a rookie in the rookie camp, and of course all the teams have their own way of hazing the first-year players. They have them do various things like sing their fight song. Harris really didn't know his Arkansas State fight song, so a couple of the veterans, Kuchenberg being one of them, threw him in the pool.
Langer was the other one, I think.
Langer was the other. Then the next night they asked him again. Well, he hadn't done any homework. He still didn't know. And on his way to the pool, he did come up with Jingle Bells.
they said, you better sing something, and he did.
Jingle Bell. Here comes Gary Davis to the 25-yard line, and he's another interesting story. When he was at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo as a senior, Archie Griffin was winning his second Heisman at Ohio State, and Bob Beathard, the player personnel director of the Dolphins, said, I've got a kid, Gary Davis, I rate as high or higher than Griffin. They said, you got to be kidding. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo? Well, Davis has developed into a fine player.
And again, we might mention, were it not for the great year that Delvin Williams has had and his availability here, Gary Davis would still be a starter in that Dolphin lineup.
6 defensive backs for the Raiders as Willie Brown, the veteran, and Neil Colsey are in, expecting Griese to pass. 3rd and 3. He does throw. That's Cephalo with a grab right at the yard marker as he fell back toward the Miami goal line. He may have fallen right out of a first down.
They're going to have to walk it across and measure it. He's awfully close. Too bad he couldn't have gone sideways out of bounds. He was actually coming away from that marker. He may have fallen inside of it and cost him the first down on that play.
I don't think he made it.
We might talk a little bit about this Oakland Raider defense. It's been a tough year for them. They're not used to being on the field that much. Traditionally, the Oakland Raiders have dominated the football game, have controlled the football. With the kind of problems they've had, running backs being hurt, they lost Clarence Davis early. You see Madden on the sideline signaling they are in fact short, and of course the Dolphins will kick it away. The Oakland Raider defense had a lot of pressure put on them, and they have statistically produced pretty well. Even though they look like they are not that strong, statistically, if you look at the total yardage figures, if you multiply that out in per play averages, they're one of the better defensive teams in football.
So short by a couple of links on that chain, Miami brings in the punting team, and George Roberts will kick it to Neil Colsey, one of the fine return men in the NFL. Roberts averaging just over 40 yards a punt, a left footer.
The Oakland Raiders have not been into Miami territory all day. If they can get a little opportunity here to run this one back, they may have a chance to get something going.
They have 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. See whether they're going to go after Roberts or whether they just have the return on. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Miami Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited. Roberts will take the snap at his own 12, deliver from around the 17.
Ooh, low line drive.
And downed at the 36-yard line by number 44 of the Miami Dolphins. That would be Charles Cornelius, a rookie. So the Raiders have good field position, trailing 3-0 early second quarter, 13 minutes remaining in the first half. in the Orange Bowl. 13 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Oakland Raiders with the ball at their 36-yard line, trailing 3-0. Stabler has Van Egan and Whittington behind him. Going long for Bradshaw, and it's too short as Stabler had to unload because he was about to hit the deck under the pressure of Larry Gordon, who was blitzing from his right side. Let's bring you up to date on other scores. Second quarter, Seattle fighting for a playoff spot. The young Seahawks leading San Diego by a touchdown. Tampa Bay trails at San Francisco's Candlestick Park 3-0 in the second period. Denver 7, Kansas City 3 in the second quarter. Of course, Denver leads Oakland by a game in the AFC West, and Houston jumps in front of New Orleans 10-0 in the Superdome second quarter. Pete Banaszak, number 40, played here at Miami of Florida in the backfield, blocking for Stabler, who hits Whittington, but he can't catch the ball at the 40-yard line. 3rd and 10.
It's a shame that we can't record the number of dropped passes for a quarterback like Stabler and a quarterback like Griese. Got to be terribly disappointing to deliver that ball on target, get time to throw it, earn that time by virtue of some fine performances in your offensive line, and then have it drop.
He was talking with you yesterday. I know fans around the country are curious as to why Stabler, who is really a congenial, friendly guy, has not been talking to reporters. I want to get maybe some insight on that after this play. 3rd and 10 for Stabler. Almost lost the ball, but he finds Bradshaw, and Bradshaw is not going to get the first down. Had to come back to meet the ball, and the ever-present Larry Gordon makes the hit. All right, what did Stabler tell you?
Kenny Stabler, not only an exceptional quarterback, you're watching Casper here as he breaks away from Gordon. Gordon making it very tough for him to get off the line of scrimmage here. Actually gets a little extra bump. He's only supposed to hit him one time. We'll get back to Griese, but watch the play now. They're clearing the room underneath. Griese gets away from 2 guys on the rush and fires it right here. He has the first down right at the beginning of that run, but has bounced back, and it's finally Larry Gordon, who'd followed Casper out, who comes over and clinches the tackle.
So Guy has to kick, and he hits a beauty. Cefalo will let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for the touchback. 57 yards minus the 20. And Griese will take his Dolphin offense onto the field with a 3-0 lead. Timeout, 11 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Ken Stabler, he's done a lot of pitching in his brilliant career, but not much talking this year.
Well, he said very simply, he said, whatever I would say would be construed as an excuse. I don't want to make excuses. He said, I'll take the bitter with the sweet. I've had the good. He said, I'm willing to accept the bad. I don't want to make excuses for myself. That's the reason he wasn't talking to the press.
So it's not a matter of being uncooperative, just that he doesn't want to be an alibier. Gary Davis. Boy, he gets around that corner in a hurry and picks up 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2. John Matuzak, 72, finally shagged him down.
We saw Ted Hendricks, number 83, make a fine play on a similar play earlier. And of course, the secret to the success of this play was the fact that they were able to control him to the inside. Number 87, Andre Tillman, holding Hendricks off, giving the running back Davis a little bit of room to pop up in there. Now we got an interesting down. 2nd and 1, throwaway down. Let's see how much of a gambler Griese is today.
Leroy Harris breaks a tackle and gets the first down just across the 30-yard line. He survived quite a pop by Villapiano.
That's twice today that we've seen Villapiano just launch himself into the backfield, but missed the tackle on both occasions. Here's a look at it at ground level. Watch Villapiano goes up over the top of that block by Davis right there. Leroy Harris coming to the outside. He knows where that first down stripe is, gets outside of it, makes the first down.
Lester Hayes with the tackle, first down Miami, and the cloud cover becomes a bit heavier over the Orange Bowl. Final score, how do you do? The Lions rip apart Minnesota yesterday. Green Bay with a chance to move into sole possession of first place, and the Bears shut them out 14-0.
Can you believe that?
Griese screens it to Harris. Good blocking. 35, 40, all the way to the 45-yard line. John Matuzak Matuzak, trailing the play, made the tackle.
Important ingredients in a good play of this kind of screen. A little deception at the beginning. Pull them in, and then you've got to have some blocking. Little peeling back. Number 27, Davis downfield. 87, Tillman there. 82, Harris coming over to get a little block. Give you a chance to watch it develop from behind. Watch Griese now. He's got to make it look like a pass. Get everybody pulled in. Throws it off. You see Langer and Kuchenberg leading it out in front, and Harris did a great job getting that first down.
New running backs, Delvin Williams and Norm Boulash behind Griese. First down from the 45, Delvin Williams gets about 4 to the 49. Report on the Bears' victory against Green Bay, 14-0. We understand David Whitehurst, the fine young quarterback for the Packers, injured his left shoulder, did not finish the game. The extent of the injury is not known. Walter Payton and a Phipps to Scott pass were the undoing for the Packers, and it apparently in that NFC Central Division race it'll be the winner, but the second place team may not get that wild card. Atlanta, with its victory over Washington, certainly puts itself in a outstanding position, and they may well have clinched a wild card spot with that win today. Griese, look at the time he has. Boulash, the intended target, as Griese unloaded. He heard number 77, Phil Yaw, coming, and you can hear him. He's 6'9" and 270.
On the other side of the line is a man almost as big, John Matuzak, 72. He's working right here on Mike Curran. Watch the two of them go at it here. I don't think they like each other. If you keep an eye on them right here, they're working it over pretty good on the inside. Curran doing an excellent job, getting a little help from number 66, Little. Curran says, no, you're not going out there after him either. Pat Toomey has gone in. Pat Toomey giving the Oakland Raiders a little more speed in the pass rushing department. With Phil Yaw and Matuzak, they've got all the size in the world, but not the greatest of speed.
And Griese says, that's too much Sequoia over there. I'm going to call time and see if I can't work out a better call on 3rd down and 7. Timeout taken by the Dolphins. Comes at 9:27 of the second quarter. Miami leads by a field goal. The Oakland Raiders sidelines, assistant coach Merle Moore.
He's the man that's credited with putting together the great linebacking core in Denver. Has come to Oakland now and would like to put together the same kind of situation for the Raiders.
3rd down, 7, Miami at their own 48-yard line. 3 wide receivers, Cephalo, Harris, and Moore, and Griese to throw. Almost intercepted by Willie Brown, the ageless veteran playing cornerback at 38 years of age, and he had his eyes riveted on number 55 in his interception career.
And so your premium is coming on. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
About the only time the Snake did not view the game from flat on his back resulted in a bit of deja vu as Stabler, for old time's sake, connected at the post with Fred Biletnikoff. The reunion of this long-lost combination was the Raiders' only moment they stood in high cotton, as Stabler threw 5 costly interceptions that raised his total to a ghastly 30 for the season. The Dolphins played the role of eager opportunists. Rookie cornerback Gerald Small, number 48, intercepted 2 passes and ran one of them back for a touchdown.
John Struck will hold for that man, Garo, your premium. This will be from 45 yards out. It'll get there. It's good.
Miami was the Raiders from the playoffs and vaulted Miami back into them for the first time in 3 seasons.